20 iconic classic cars of the 1950s that have faded into history. Buckle up for a trip to the fabulous 50s. Imagine a world of chrome, tailfins, and horsepower as American car design flourished. Join us to explore the most iconic and outrageous cars of the 1950s, when style and speed ruled the road. Ready to rev your engines and cruise down memory lane? Let's go. 1957 Chevrolet Bel Air. The 1957 Chevy Bel Air is a true icon, perfectly capturing the spirit of 1950s American car design. It's celebrated for its stunning looks and groundbreaking features. As Chevrolet's top-of-the-line model, it sported a sleek, low-slung profile, accented by dramatic tailfins and generous chrome trim, a nod to the era's fascination with the jet age. Under the hood, the Bel Air offered a selection of powerful V8 engines, including the impressive 283 cubic-inch turbo fire option, a game-changer that introduced fuel injection for a noticeable boost in performance. Stepping inside, you'd find a spacious and comfortable cabin, designed with both style and practicality in mind. Features like power windows and an optional radio added a touch of luxury. The Bel Air's versatility was another selling point, offered in various body styles, from sleek hardtops to stylish convertibles, appealing to both families and car enthusiasts. With over 47,000 units rolling off the assembly line, the 57 Bel Air became more than just a car. It became a symbol of American culture. It played a significant role in the rapid expansion of the interstate highway system, providing a stylish and comfortable way to explore the open road. Today, it holds a legendary status among classic car enthusiasts, its timeless design and powerful performance continuing to capture the imagination of generations. 1955 Ford Thunderbird. The 1955 Ford Thunderbird holds a special place in American automotive history, marking the birth of a whole new category, the personal luxury car. Unveiled at the Detroit Auto Show in 1954, it was Ford's answer to the Chevrolet Corvette, aiming to blend sporty performance with a refined and comfortable driving experience. The Thunderbird's sleek two-seat convertible design, complete with a removable fiberglass hardtop, immediately set it apart as a stylish and sophisticated machine. Under the hood, a 292 cubic-inch Y-block V8 engine churned out a respectable 198 horsepower, propelling the Thunderbird to top speeds of around 112 miles per hour. It wasn't just about raw power, though. Ford equipped the Thunderbird with modern conveniences like power steering and power brakes, features that were considered luxurious for sports cars of the time. This focus on both performance and comfort resonated with buyers, and the Thunderbird became an instant hit, selling over 16,000 units in its first year. Its impact on automotive design and culture is undeniable, paving the way for future generations of sporty yet luxurious vehicles. 1959 Cadillac Eldorado. The 1959 Cadillac Eldorado is a true masterpiece of American automotive design, a perfect embodiment of the extravagance and audacious styling that defined the late 1950s. This sixth-generation Eldorado made a bold statement with its dramatic design elements, most notably the towering tail fins, the tallest ever seen on a Cadillac, inspired by jet aircraft and giving the car a futuristic, almost spaceship-like appearance. Underneath its flamboyant exterior, the Eldorado packed a powerful punch with a robust 390 cubic-inch V8 engine, delivering an impressive 345 horsepower. It wasn't just about power, though. The Eldorado was loaded with cutting-edge features for its time, including air conditioning, power windows, and a high-fidelity sound system, all designed to enhance comfort and driving pleasure. The interior was a symphony of luxury, featuring lavish materials and customizable trim options, solidifying its position as Cadillac's flagship model, a true symbol of prestige. With around 17,000 units produced in 1959, the Eldorado became a highly sought-after vehicle, representing wealth, success, and sophistication. Its distinctive styling and innovative technology have cemented its place as an iconic classic car, admired and cherished by collectors and enthusiasts alike. 1953 Chevrolet Corvette. Unveiled in 1953, the Corvette was Chevrolet's answer to the growing popularity of European sports cars, reflecting the post-war American enthusiasm for performance and style. Its sleek two-seat design, combined with the iconic polo white exterior and a sporty red interior, perfectly captured the aesthetic of the era. Initially, the Corvette was powered by a 235 cubic inch inline-six engine, known as the Blue Flame, which produced a respectable 105 horsepower. Later versions saw this power boosted to 150 horsepower, thanks to enhancements like triple carburetors. Production in that first year was limited to just 300 units, making the 1953 Corvette a rare and highly sought-after classic among collectors today. The Corvette's groundbreaking use of fiberglass for its body was a game-changer. It not only contributed to its lightweight design, which enhanced performance and handling, but also paved the way for future Corvette models and influenced the wider automotive industry. In conclusion, the 1953 Corvette established itself as a true icon of American sports car culture. It laid the foundation for a legacy that continues to thrive today, with the Corvette remaining a symbol of performance, innovation, and American automotive excellence. Have you ever owned a car from this list? Share your story with us. 1956 Ford Fairlane. The 1956 Ford Fairlane stands as a classic example of mid-20th century American car design, celebrated for its stylish looks and powerful performance. As the top-tier model in Ford's full-size lineup, the 56 Fairlane offered a variety of body styles to suit different tastes, including two-door hardtops, sleek convertibles, and practical four-door sedans. This model year was particularly exciting because it introduced two potent new V8 engines. A 292 cubic inch powerhouse generating 200 horsepower and a larger 312 cubic inch version capable of delivering up to 225 horsepower. The Fairlane also turned heads with its distinctive stainless steel side molding, adding a touch of elegance to its already eye-catching design. Importantly, Ford prioritized safety with the introduction of the Lifeguard Safety Package, a significant step forward in passenger protection. The 1956 Ford Fairlane's winning combination of performance, comfort, and visual appeal made it a popular choice for American families. It truly reflected the optimism and innovation that characterized the post-war automotive market, a time when cars were not just transportation, but also a symbol of progress and prosperity. 1951 Hudson Hornet. The 1951 Hudson Hornet stands out as a remarkable American automobile, embodying the fusion of performance and innovative design that defined the early 1950s. Launched as a full-size model, the Hornet boasted a unique step-down design, which lowered the car's center of gravity, resulting in improved stability and handling, especially noticeable on winding roads. Under the hood resided a potent 308 cubic inch inline-six engine, generating between 145 and 170 horsepower, making it one of the most powerful six-cylinder engines available at the time. This impressive power, combined with its aerodynamic shape and expertly engineered chassis, propelled the Hornet to fame on the NASCAR racing circuit, where it captured numerous championships. In its debut year, Hudson produced an impressive 43,666 Hornets, a testament to its popularity among drivers seeking a blend of style, performance, and practicality. The Hornet's legacy remains strong today, celebrated by classic car enthusiasts who recognize its significant contribution to automotive history. 1957 Ford Fairlane Skyliner. The 1957 Ford Fairlane Skyliner stands as a testament to innovative automotive engineering, recognized as the very first mass-produced retractable hardtop convertible. As part of Ford's Fairlane lineup, the Skyliner showcased a truly unique feature, a power-operated roof that could seamlessly fold and disappear into the trunk compartment, allowing drivers to effortlessly transition from a closed-top coupe to an open-air convertible experience. Powering this stylish machine was a 312 cubic-inch Thunderbird Special V8 engine, delivering a spirited 245 horsepower for a smooth and exhilarating driving experience. Its design was a head-turner, featuring a fashionable two-tone exterior with gleaming chrome accents, and the spacious interior prioritized both comfort and luxury for passengers. In its debut year, Ford produced approximately 20,766 Fairlane Skyliners, contributing significantly to the company's overall sales success in 1957. This model signaled a shift in consumer preferences towards vehicles that offered greater versatility and style. The groundbreaking retractable roof mechanism, combined with its classic mid-century design, has solidified the 1957 Fairlane Skyliner's place as a highly sought-after classic car, cherished by collectors and enthusiasts who appreciate its unique blend of innovation and style. 1953 Buick Skylark. The 1953 Buick Skylark stands as a distinguished model, embodying Buick's dedication to luxury and performance during the early 1950s. Introduced as a highlight of Buick's 50th anniversary celebration, the Skylark was a limited production convertible that exuded elegance. Its design featured sweeping lines, a modern grille, and tasteful chrome accents, reflecting the optimism and prosperity of the era. Under the hood, the Skylark boasted Buick's first modern V8 engine, a 322 cubic-inch powerhouse that delivered an impressive 188 horsepower, providing brisk performance for its time. Furthermore, the Skylark was equipped with advanced amenities such as a 12-volt electrical system, power windows for convenience, and stylish Kelsey Hayes 40-spoke wire wheels, all enhancing its luxurious appeal. With a limited production run of just 1,640 units, the 1953 Skylark is a rare and highly collectible automobile today. Its unique combination of innovative engineering, striking design, and exclusivity has cemented its status as an iconic classic car, admired and sought after by enthusiasts and collectors who appreciate its blend of luxury, performance, and historical significance. What's your favorite car? Ford Fairlane Skyliner, Packard Caribbean, Cadillac Eldorado. Other. Please leave your answer in the comments below. 9. 1954 Packard Caribbean. The 1954 Packard Caribbean stands as a luxurious convertible, epitomizing the elegance and innovation that defined mid-20th century American automotive design. Produced by the Packard Motor Car Company from 1953 to 1956, the Caribbean was initially introduced as a limited production model, intended to revitalize Packard's image and attract a more discerning, upscale market. In 1954, the Caribbean was elevated to a flagship model within the Packard lineup, boasting unique styling elements such as distinctive chrome accents and eye-catching two-tone paint combinations. It was powered by a robust 359 cubic-inch inline-8 engine, delivering a respectable 212 horsepower, which ensured a smooth and powerful driving experience. Inside, the Caribbean was lavishly appointed with luxurious amenities, including power windows for convenience and a 4-way power seat for optimal driver comfort, all designed to enhance the overall driving experience. Notably, only 400 units of the 1954 Caribbean were produced, making it one of the rarest models in the Caribbean lineup and a highly sought-after prize for collectors today. The combination of its distinctive design, powerful engine, and luxurious features solidifies the 1954 Packard Caribbean's status as an iconic classic car, reflecting the opulence and sophistication of its era. 10. 1950. Oldsmobile Rocket, 88. The 1950 Oldsmobile Rocket 88 is a true pioneer in automotive history, widely considered one of the very first muscle cars. Introduced in 1949, the Rocket 88 combined a lightweight body with a potent 303 cubic inch V8 engine, generating an impressive 135 horsepower for that era. This winning combination of performance and design quickly made it a favorite among racing enthusiasts and led to its dominance on the NASCAR circuit, where it racked up numerous victories. The Rocket 88's innovative engineering included features like a fully pressurized lubrication system and hydraulic lifters, enhancements that improved both reliability and performance. Its sleek design, characterized by bold lines and eye-catching chrome accents, perfectly captured the spirit of the post-war era, appealing to a generation of drivers who craved speed and style. The car's popularity soared even higher thanks to the catchy slogan, "Make a date with a Rocket 88," and the iconic song, Rocket 88, often cited as one of the first rock and roll records, solidifying its place in popular culture. The 1950 Oldsmobile Rocket 88, with its potent blend of power, style, and cultural impact, remains a celebrated classic car that continues to resonate with enthusiasts today. It stands as a symbol of innovation and the dawn of the muscle car era. 11. 1958. Edsel Bermuda. The 1958 Edsel Bermuda stands out as a unique full-size station wagon produced by Edsel, a short-lived division of Ford. Introduced as part of Edsel's initial lineup, the Bermuda represented the top-of-the-line station wagon, showcasing distinctive styling elements, including simulated wood paneling for a touch of classic elegance and a striking front fascia featuring Edsel's signature vertical grille, which made it instantly recognizable. Under the hood, the Bermuda packed a 361 cubic inch V8 engine, offering both 3-speed manual and automatic transmission options, including the innovative but sometimes troublesome Tele-Touch push-button system mounted in the steering wheel hub. The wagon was available in both 6 and 9 passenger configurations, catering to families who desired both style and practicality. Despite its appealing design and features, the Edsel brand faced significant marketing hurdles, resulting in a limited production run of just 2,235 Bermuda wagons in 1958. This rarity has made it a highly sought-after classic car among collectors today, representing both the ambition and the unfortunate struggles of the Edsel brand during its brief existence in the automotive market. 12th. 1955. Dodge Royal Sierra Custom Station Wagon. The 1955 Dodge Royal Sierra Custom Station Wagon is a standout model that embodies the bold design and performance innovations characteristic of mid-20th century American automobiles. Introduced during a pivotal era for Dodge, the Royal Sierra embraced the flare fashion styling philosophy, which emphasized sleek lines and vibrant 2- or 3-tone color schemes, appealing to consumers who desired both style and practicality in their family vehicle. Under the hood, the Royal Sierra boasted a robust V8 engine with horsepower options ranging from 175 to 193, offering impressive performance capabilities for a station wagon, including the ability to reach speeds exceeding 100 miles per hour. Its spacious interior was designed to accommodate families comfortably, with options for either 2 or 3 rows of seating to suit various needs. The 1955 model year was a successful one for Dodge, with sales significantly increasing, thanks in part to the dramatic styling changes and enhanced performance features introduced across the lineup. The 1955 Dodge Royal Sierra Custom Station Wagon, with its combination of unique design elements, powerful engine options, and practical utility, remains a cherished classic car among enthusiasts today. 13. 1956 Chrysler Imperial. The 1956 Chrysler Imperial stands as a distinguished luxury automobile, a shining example of the elegance and innovation that defined mid-20th century American automotive design. As Chrysler's flagship model, the Imperial was created to compete directly with prestigious brands like Cadillac and Lincoln, showcasing a harmonious blend of opulence and advanced engineering. Its striking exterior featured a bold front grille that commanded attention, sweeping lines that conveyed a sense of motion, and prominent tailfins, embodying the futuristic, space-age aesthetic that was captivating the imaginations of car buyers in the 1950s. Beneath its sculpted hood, the Imperial housed a powerful 354 cubic inch Hemi 5.8 engine, generating an impressive 280 horsepower, which provided exhilarating performance for a car of its size. The 1956 Imperial also introduced several groundbreaking technological advancements, including pioneering curved side glass for improved aerodynamics and sleek push-button controls for its PowerFlight automatic transmission, a touch of modernity that set it apart. Inside, the luxurious interior was adorned with high-quality materials and offered advanced features designed to enhance passenger comfort. With a limited production run of approximately 10,628 units in 1956, the Chrysler Imperial remains a highly sought-after classic car among collectors today. Its unique combination of distinctive design, powerful performance, and luxurious amenities firmly establishes its status as an iconic representation of American automotive excellence during a transformative era in car design and engineering. Which cars from this list have you driven? Share your thoughts with us. 14. 1957 Plymouth Fury. The 1957 Plymouth Fury is a quintessential American automobile, perfectly capturing the bold design and performance spirit that defined the late 1950s. Introduced with much excitement, the Fury quickly gained a reputation for its striking looks, featuring iconic tailfins that seemed to reach for the sky, dual headlights that gave it a commanding presence, and a sleek, chrome-laden exterior that epitomized the era's fascination with space-age styling. Beneath its sculpted hood, the Fury housed a powerful 318 cubic inch V8 engine, capable of delivering an exhilarating 290 horsepower. This robust power plant made the Fury a formidable performer on the road and a true contender in the burgeoning muscle car scene. The interior was designed with both comfort and luxury in mind, featuring high-quality materials and advanced amenities for its time. The 1957 model year was a pivotal one for Plymouth, with a significant redesign of the Fury contributing to the brand securing an impressive third place in sales among American automakers, reflecting its growing popularity with consumers. The Plymouth Fury, with its combination of eye-catching design, powerful performance, and enduring cultural significance, most notably its role as the menacing antagonist car in Stephen King's iconic novel Christine, has earned its place as a beloved classic car, cherished by enthusiasts and collectors alike. 15. 1959 Pontiac Bonneville. The 1959 Pontiac Bonneville stands as a quintessential example of American automotive design and performance from the late 1950s. As Pontiac's top-of-the-line model, the Bonneville was renowned for its striking aesthetics, featuring a bold split grille that made a powerful statement, pronounced tailfins that added a touch of flair, and the innovative wide-track design, which widened the car's stance for enhanced stability and handling, particularly on curves. Under the hood, the Bonneville boasted a robust 389 cubic inch V8 engine, capable of producing up to 300 horsepower, providing exhilarating performance that appealed to both style-conscious buyers and driving enthusiasts who craved power. The interior was crafted for both comfort and luxury, featuring high-quality materials and advanced amenities, such as power windows for convenience and optional air conditioning to beat the summer heat. The 1959 model year was a significant one for the Bonneville, introducing exciting new body styles like four-door hardtops and practical station wagons, further expanding its appeal to a wider range of buyers. With its winning combination of distinctive styling, powerful performance, and innovative engineering, the 1959 Pontiac Bonneville remains an iconic, classic car that perfectly captures the spirit of its era. It represents a time when American automotive design was bold, expressive, and focused on delivering a thrilling driving experience. Please comment 1 to let me know you'll be watching this video until the end. 16. 1955. Mercury Montclair. The 1955 Mercury Montclair stands as a classic American full-size car, embodying the bold styling and innovative engineering that defined the mid-1950s. Introduced as a premium model positioned above the Monterey in Mercury's lineup, the Montclair showcased a distinctive design characterized by a stylish color contrast panel below the window line, adding a touch of elegance and gleaming chrome accents that further enhanced its luxurious appeal. Under the hood, the Montclair was powered by a robust 292 cubic inch V8 engine, delivering a respectable 198 horsepower, which provided ample performance for its time. Buyers had the choice of either a 3-speed manual or a smooth-shifting automatic transmission to suit their driving preferences. The Montclair was offered in a variety of body styles, including sporty, 2-door hardtops, stylish convertibles, and practical 4-door sedans, catering to a wide range of consumer tastes and needs. In 1955, Mercury produced approximately 104,667 Montclairs, a testament to its popularity among buyers who appreciated its blend of style, comfort, and performance. 17. 1952. Cadillac Series 62. The 1952 Cadillac Series 62 is a true embodiment of post-war American luxury, reflecting the optimism and grandeur of its era. As a core model in Cadillac's lineup, the Series 62 was characterized by its elegant, elongated body lines, which gave it a sense of grace and sophistication, and the introduction of tailfins, a design element that would soon become synonymous with the 1950s and a hallmark of automotive styling. Powering this luxurious machine was a robust 331 cubic inch V8 engine, which delivered impressive performance while also providing a smooth and comfortable ride, making it ideal for both cruising and spirited driving. The interior was lavishly appointed with high-quality materials, including plush upholstery that enveloped passengers in comfort and rich wood accents that added a touch of classic elegance, creating an atmosphere of opulence and refinement. The 1952 Series 62 was technologically advanced for its time, featuring innovations such as power steering, which made maneuvering the large car effortless, and an automatic transmission, which enhanced the smoothness and ease of the driving experience. With its striking design and luxurious amenities, the Cadillac Series 62 not only set new standards for luxury vehicles of its era, but also left a lasting legacy that continues to influence automotive design today. 18. 1951. Kaiser Traveler. The 1951 Kaiser Traveler holds a unique place in automotive history as a pioneering vehicle that introduced the concept of the hatchback to the American market. Conceived by the entrepreneur Henry J. Kaiser, the Traveler was notable for its innovative double-opening rear hatches, which provided increased utility and cargo space, a feature that was ahead of its time. This design was a significant departure from the traditional sedan layouts of the era, as it incorporated a unique mechanism that combined a lift-up rear window and a flop-down tailgate, creating a remarkably versatile cargo area that could accommodate a wide range of items. Powering the Traveler was a 226 cubic inch six-cylinder engine, which delivered adequate performance while maintaining respectable fuel efficiency, making it a practical choice for families and businesses alike. The interior was designed with practicality in mind, offering spacious seating for passengers and a cleverly designed folding rear seat that could be lowered to extend the cargo area to an impressive 7 feet in length, perfect for hauling larger items. With its clever engineering and distinctive styling, the Kaiser Traveler stood out in the automotive landscape of the early 1950s. Although production numbers were limited, making it a relatively rare find, today its legacy as one of the first hatchbacks continues to influence car design and functionality. The 1951 Kaiser Traveler remains a fascinating and important piece of automotive history, reflecting the spirit of innovation that was prevalent during a transformative era in American car manufacturing. 1954. Studebaker Commander. The 1954 Studebaker Commander stands as a notable example of mid-20th century American automotive design, recognized for its distinctive styling and innovative features. Building upon the successful designs introduced in 1953, the 1954 model retained the sleek, aerodynamic lines that had made Studebaker cars so popular, while incorporating a new and eye-catching egg crate grille, a design element that enhanced its modern aesthetic and gave it a unique visual identity. The Commander was available in a variety of body styles to suit different needs and preferences, including practical sedans, stylish hardtops, and versatile station wagons. Powering the Commander was a 232 cubic inch V8 engine, which offered a good balance of performance and fuel efficiency, making it a sensible choice for drivers of the era. The interior was thoughtfully designed with both comfort and functionality in mind, featuring color-keyed instrument panels that added a touch of personalization and spacious seating to accommodate passengers comfortably. Despite facing financial challenges during this period, the 1954 Studebaker Commander is celebrated for its innovative design and impressive engineering achievements. The Commander stands as a testament to Studebaker's commitment to pushing boundaries and offering unique and stylish vehicles to the market. 20. 1959 Rambler American. The 1959 Rambler American stands as a testament to the innovative spirit of American Motors Corporation, AMC, during the late 1950s. Designed with budget-conscious consumers in mind, the Rambler American often held the distinction of being the lowest-priced car on the U.S. market, offering an economical alternative without compromising on quality or performance, making it an appealing choice for value-minded buyers. This model featured a distinctive design characterized by a rounded body and prominent rear-wheel cutouts, which contributed to its unique and easily recognizable aesthetic. The 1959 version expanded the lineup by introducing a two-door station wagon variant, increasing its versatility for families and those with active lifestyles who needed extra cargo space. Under the hood, the Rambler American was powered by a 195.6 cubic inch inline-six engine, which produced a respectable 90 horsepower, providing satisfactory performance for everyday driving needs. The Rambler American quickly gained popularity for its practicality and reliability, making it a strong competitor in the growing compact car segment. Its winning combination of affordability, distinctive styling, and solid engineering has solidified the 1959 Rambler American status as a classic car among collectors and automotive enthusiasts today. It represents a significant moment in American automotive history, showcasing AMC's ability to provide affordable and innovative vehicles to a wider market. 20 dangerous old car features that no longer exist. Buckle up for a wild ride through automotive history. Remember when cars were built like tanks, but safety wasn't always a priority? In this video, we're taking a look at 20 dangerous and bizarre old car features, like impaling hood ornaments and exploding gas tanks, that thankfully no longer exist. Get ready to cringe as we dive into the past. Water balloon bumpers. Back in the mid-1900s, car safety was becoming a big deal, and manufacturers were trying all sorts of new ideas to protect people in crashes. One of the more unusual concepts was the water balloon bumper. Basically, they took regular car bumpers and filled them with water, figuring the water would act as a cushion in a collision, absorbing the impact like a giant, sloshy shock absorber. This was back in the 1950s, and people were both intrigued and a bit skeptical about cars sporting what looked like oversized water balloons on the front and back. Big names like Ford, Chrysler, and General Motors even gave it a shot, hoping this quirky approach would make a real difference in safety. But it turned out that water balloon bumpers had some serious flaws. The materials they used for the bumpers weren't always tough enough, and in real accidents, they'd often burst open, spilling water everywhere and leaving the car no better off than before. While water can absorb some energy, it just couldn't compete with the effectiveness of modern safety features like crumple zones, which are designed to deform in a controlled way to absorb impact forces. In high-speed crashes, those water bumpers just didn't cut it. As researchers learned more about crash safety, it became obvious that water balloon bumpers were more of a publicity stunt than a true safety innovation. By the 1970s, they'd vanished from new car designs as automakers moved on to more sophisticated and reliable safety technologies, leaving the era of watery bumpers behind as an interesting but ultimately unsuccessful experiment. The wrist twist swivel system. Following the watery bumper episode, another bold idea popped up in the 1960s, the wrist twist swivel system. Imagine instead of a steering wheel, you had two rotating dials, kind of like handlebars, to control your car. Ford's Mercury brand actually put this system in their Park Lane convertibles, but people weren't exactly thrilled. It felt more like a bizarre gimmick than a genuine improvement. The idea was that steering with these twisty dials would be more comfortable and intuitive. The steering column could tilt up for easier entry, and once you were seated, it would lower to your lap with armrests for support. Plus, it gave you a clear view of the dashboard, since there was no steering wheel rim blocking your sight. But there were some big problems. Drivers found the wrist twist system confusing. It took real mental effort to get used to the thumb rings and keep your hands loose on the controls. It also lacked the natural feel of a steering wheel, which helps you sense how much you're turning and stay in control. This made driving with the wrist twist system a bit unnerving and potentially dangerous. And there were safety concerns too. Without a padded steering wheel rim, your head and knees were more vulnerable in a crash. Even though the system had some cool features, like a telescoping column, it was ultimately scrapped by the 1970s. Engineers realized that while it was an interesting experiment, the good old steering wheel, the oldest invention in car history, was still the best option for safety and practicality. Sometimes the simplest solutions are the best. Bench seats. Bench seats, those wide, continuous seats that could accommodate 3 or more passengers, were a common sight in American cars up until the 1990s. While they offered plenty of room for passengers, they weren't exactly ideal from a safety standpoint. One of the biggest problems with bench seats was the lack of individual restraints. The middle passenger often had only a lap belt, or in some cases, no seat belt at all. This meant that in a collision, the middle passenger was at a much higher risk of injury compared to those sitting on the outer edges with proper shoulder belts. Another issue was the reduced side support. Bench seats didn't offer the same kind of snug, contoured support that bucket seats provide. This meant that in turns, or during a crash, passengers could slide across the seat, increasing the risk of injury. And finally, bench seats made it difficult to implement passenger-side airbags effectively. The wide, flat surface of the bench didn't allow for the precise placement of an airbag that could protect the passenger in a collision. The shift to bucket seats, with individual restraints for each passenger and properly integrated airbag systems, has been a major step forward for car safety. Please comment 1 to let me know you'll be watching this video until the end. Floor-mounted dimmer switches. Back in the day, many cars had their dimmer switches, the switch that controls your headlights' high and low beams, located on the floor near the driver's feet. While this might seem like a minor detail, it actually posed a significant safety risk. In emergency situations, when a driver needs to react quickly, fumbling for a floor-mounted dimmer switch could be incredibly dangerous. Imagine driving on a dark road and suddenly encountering an oncoming vehicle with their high beams on. You need to quickly switch to your low beams to avoid blinding the other driver and potentially causing an accident. But if your dimmer switch is on the floor, you have to take your eyes off the road and your hand off the steering wheel to find it. Those precious seconds could be the difference between a near miss and a serious collision. Modern cars have thankfully moved the dimmer switch to a much more accessible and safer location: the steering column. This means that drivers can easily switch between high and low beams without ever taking their hands off the steering wheel or their eyes off the road. It's a simple but effective design change that has undoubtedly prevented countless accidents over the years. Rear-hinged doors. Rear-hinged doors, also known as suicide doors due to their potential danger, were a popular feature on cars, especially luxury models, from the 1930s through the 1960s. While they offered a wider opening for easier entry and exit, they came with a serious safety risk. The problem with rear-hinged doors was that if they were accidentally opened while the car was moving, the force of the wind could catch the door and fling it wide open. This made it incredibly difficult to close the door and could even pull passengers out of the vehicle, potentially leading to serious injuries or even fatalities. The nickname suicide doors unfortunately became all too appropriate in some cases. Modern safety regulations have largely phased out rear-hinged doors for this very reason. Car manufacturers now prioritize designs that minimize the risk of doors opening unexpectedly while the car is in motion. However, some contemporary car designs have reintroduced rear-hinged doors, but with added safety features to mitigate the risks. These features might include things like electronic locking mechanisms that prevent the doors from being opened while the car is moving, or special hinges that resist the force of the wind. While these modern versions of rear-hinged doors can offer a touch of retro style and added convenience, it's important to remember the potential dangers associated with this type of door design. Vent windows. Vent windows, those small triangular windows often found near the front of car doors, were a common feature in vehicles up until the 1980s. They were especially popular before air conditioning became widespread, as they provided a way to get some fresh air into the cabin without having to roll down the entire window. However, despite their usefulness for ventilation, vent windows had some significant drawbacks from a safety perspective. One major issue was that they weakened the overall structure of the car. The presence of these small windows created weak points in the door frame, compromising the cabin's integrity during rollovers or side impact collisions. In a serious accident, vent windows could shatter easily, potentially increasing the risk of injury to passengers. Another concern was that vent windows were easy targets for thieves. The small size and relatively simple locking mechanisms made them easy to pry open, providing unwanted access to the car's interior. As car design and technology advanced, vent windows became increasingly obsolete. Modern climate control systems, including air conditioning, made it much easier to regulate the temperature and airflow inside the cabin without relying on vent windows. Additionally, improvements in aerodynamics and window sealing technology meant that cars could be designed to be more fuel-efficient and quieter without sacrificing ventilation. As a result, vent windows gradually disappeared from car designs, replaced by more robust and secure window systems that offered better protection for passengers and their belongings. Manual window cranks. Those of us who drove in the 70s and 80s might remember rolling up windows the old-fashioned way, with a crank. While those manual window cranks were the norm back then, they weren't always the most reliable or convenient, and, in certain situations, they could even pose a safety risk. Imagine you're in an emergency situation where you need to get out of your car quickly, like if the car is submerged in water or there's a fire. Fumbling with a manual window crank could cost you precious seconds, especially if the mechanism is jammed or broken. Electric windows, which are standard in most cars today, are much faster and more reliable in these kinds of emergencies. You can open or close them with the push of a button, even if the car's electrical system is partially compromised. So, while manual window cranks might seem charmingly retro to some, they're a good example of how something that seems minor can actually have safety implications. The switch to electric windows is just one of the many ways car design has evolved to prioritize speed, convenience, and most importantly, the safety of drivers and passengers. Neck seat belts. Now, let's talk about another peculiar idea from the 1960s. Neck seat belts. Yep, you heard that right. Car makers actually considered using seat belts that went around your neck instead of your chest and lap. The goal was to prevent whiplash in accidents by keeping your head from snapping back and forth. It was a pretty wild concept. Imagine a seat belt that basically functioned like a scarf, holding your head in place. But neck seat belts never really took off. They stayed mostly hidden from the public eye, like some kind of top-secret experiment. Companies like Ford and General Motors tinkered with prototypes, but most people never even knew about this potential safety revolution. The problem was, neck seat belts came with their own set of risks. While they might have helped with whiplash, they could also cause neck injuries and sudden stops. Imagine your body jerking forward while your head is held firmly in place. That's a recipe for muscle strain or worse. Plus, these prototypes weren't thoroughly tested in real-world crashes, so nobody really knew if they'd actually save lives or potentially do more harm than good. By the 1970s, neck seat belts had faded into obscurity. Maybe they were just too far ahead of their time, or maybe they were simply too dangerous to become widely accepted. Today, we stick with the tried-and-true chest and lap belts, leaving our necks free to move naturally while we travel. Non-collapsible steering columns. Before the late 1960s, a hidden danger lurked in every car: the non-collapsible steering column. This was basically a solid metal rod connecting the steering wheel to the wheels on the road. Most people didn't give it much thought, until accidents revealed just how dangerous it could be. These rigid steering columns were a major hazard in collisions. Companies like Ford, Chevrolet, and Chrysler all used them in their cars. The problem was that in a crash, the steering column wouldn't budge. The force of the impact could send it straight into the driver, causing serious injuries or even death. Unlike today's collapsible steering columns, These old ones had no way to absorb the energy of a crash. They were like spears waiting to happen. But then, in 1967, General Motors stepped up and introduced the first collapsible steering column. This clever design would actually crumple and fold upon impact, greatly reducing the risk of the driver being impaled. Other car makers quickly followed suit, and the era of rigid steering columns came to an end. The automotive industry had finally recognized the importance of driver safety in this crucial area, leading to a major shift towards safer designs. Swing-away steering wheels. Back in the mid-1900s, car designers came up with a rather unusual idea to make getting in and out of cars easier: the swing-away steering wheel. Picture this. You walk up to your car, and the steering wheel automatically swings out of the way, giving you plenty of room to slide into the driver's seat. Ford introduced this quirky feature in 1961, offering it as an option on models like the Thunderbird. It was meant to be a fun and convenient solution to the age-old problem of squeezing into tight parking spaces. Drivers were definitely intrigued by this novel approach. Ford wasn't the only one playing with swing-away steering wheels. Other car makers experimented with similar ideas around the same time. However, it turned out that these swinging steering wheels weren't as practical or safe as they seemed. The mechanisms that made them move were sometimes unreliable. The steering wheel might not swing back into place properly, leaving drivers confused or even momentarily stuck. And imagine the potential for disaster if the steering wheel decided to swing away while you were driving. That's a recipe for a serious accident. As the 1970s rolled around, the appeal of swing-away steering wheels began to diminish. Safety concerns ultimately trumped the convenience factor, and car manufacturers started focusing on more dependable and secure features. The era of the swing-away steering wheel came to an end, replaced by a focus on innovations that prioritized safety and reliability over quirky gimmicks. Did you ever own a car with any of these features? Share your experience. Pop-out windshields. While swing-away steering wheels were disappearing, another odd innovation was making its debut: the pop-out windshield. Back in the mid-20th century, some cars, like the 1948 Tucker, came with windshields that were designed to pop out in one piece during a crash. The idea was that if you got into a serious accident, you could simply push out the windshield and escape the wreckage safely. It used a special rubber gasket that allowed the whole windshield to be removed, kind of like popping a champagne cork. At first, drivers were pretty excited about this feature. They imagined surviving a crash and calmly popping out the windshield to escape. Tucker was the main champion of this idea, though other car makers were paying attention. But as with many new inventions, there were some serious downsides. In a really bad crash, the force of the impact could actually launch the windshield, and you with it, out of the car. Instead of shattering, you might become a human projectile, flying through the very glass that was supposed to protect you. That's not exactly a safe outcome. As safety concerns grew, the pop-out windshield's popularity waned. By the 1950s, panoramic curved windshields were becoming all the rage, offering better visibility without the risk of being ejected from the car. Then, the Motor Vehicle Safety Act stepped in and introduced new regulations, effectively ending the era of the pop-out windshield. These once innovative safety features faded into the background, becoming a quirky but ultimately impractical footnote in automotive history. Metal dashboards. In the early days of cars, dashboards were nothing more than simple metal panels. They held the essential gauges and switches, but that was about it. No fancy designs, no soft padding, just cold, hard steel. These metal dashboards were as tough and unforgiving as the cars they were built into. Imagine sitting behind one of these, no cushioning to protect you in a crash, just a solid sheet of metal. Drivers back then didn't seem to mind too much. They were probably too excited about the novelty of driving to worry about the potential dangers. Companies like Ford, Chevrolet, and Dodge all use these metallic dashboards in their vehicles. But as time went on, it became clear that metal dashboards were a serious safety hazard. In a collision, they could cause devastating injuries. Heads, knees, and chests would slam into the unyielding metal with brutal force. Unlike modern dashboards, which are designed to absorb impact, these old ones offered no protection whatsoever. No foam padding, no airbags, just pure steel. By the 1960s, safety concerns were starting to gain traction. Engineers realized that metal dashboards were more of a threat than a feature. Crash tests revealed the horrific consequences of hitting your head on a solid metal surface, and car makers began to take action. They started adding padding, vinyl covers, and other safety features to dashboards. The era of bare metal dashboards came to an end as the automotive industry finally prioritized safety over simple aesthetics. Lap-only seat belts. As car makers moved away from dangerous metal dashboards, another important safety feature was emerging: the lap-only seat belt. Back in the 1960s, these were the first real seat belts to be introduced in cars. They were basically a simple strap that went across your waist, designed to keep you from being thrown through the windshield in a sudden stop or accident. People had mixed feelings about these early seat belts. Some drivers and passengers saw them as potential lifesavers, while others found them annoying and uncomfortable. Companies like Ford and Chevrolet were among the first to offer lap belts in their vehicles. But even though lap belts were a step in the right direction, they had some serious limitations. They didn't offer any protection for your upper body and head. In a crash, you could still hit the dashboard, steering wheel, or windshield and suffer serious injuries. Safety experts and engineers recognized these flaws and started working on better seatbelt designs. By the 1970s, shoulder belts had been introduced. These diagonal straps worked together with the lap belt to secure both your upper and lower body, providing much more comprehensive protection in accidents. The combination of lap and shoulder belts quickly became the new standard for car safety, significantly reducing the risk of injuries and deaths in crashes. As a result, the era of lap-only seatbelts came to an end. They were gradually phased out and replaced by the more effective and comprehensive restraint systems we use today. Unsafe fuel tanks. The 1970s brought a dark chapter in car safety with the Ford Pinto and its dangerously placed fuel tank. Intended to be a small, economical car to compete with foreign models, the Pinto had a hidden flaw. Its fuel tank was located behind the rear axle, making it extremely vulnerable in rear-end collisions. Drivers initially loved the Pinto, unaware of the potential danger lurking beneath its stylish exterior. But tragedy struck when rear-end crashes caused the Pinto's fuel tank to rupture and burst into flames, turning the car into a fiery inferno. The public was horrified as the Pinto's deadly secret was revealed. It turned out that Ford, in an effort to save money, had knowingly prioritized profits over safety. A notorious internal document, known as the Pinto Memo, showed that the company was willing to pay out lawsuits rather than fix the problem. The consequences were devastating. At least 27 people died in Pinto fires, and many more suffered terrible burns. Ford faced criminal charges and massive lawsuits, severely damaging its reputation and turning the Pinto into a symbol of corporate negligence. As safety standards improved and crumple zones became commonplace, the Pinto's reign of terror ended by the late 1970s. Hood ornaments. Back in the early 1900s, car makers loved to decorate their vehicles with hood ornaments. These were basically little sculptures that sat on the front of the car, acting as eye-catching symbols of the brand and adding a touch of elegance to the design. Rolls-Royce, the epitome of luxury, introduced its iconic Spirit of Ecstasy hood ornament in the 1910s. This graceful figurine of a woman leaning forward, her robes flowing in the wind, became synonymous with opulence and prestige. Other companies followed suit, each with its own unique hood ornament. Packard had the Goddess of Speed, Cadillac featured a wreath and crest, and Lincoln sported a four-pointed star. These ornaments were more than just decorations. They were badges of honor, reflecting the brand's identity and the owner's sense of style. Dodge, for example, chose a charging ram as its hood ornament, symbolizing power and resilience, qualities associated with both the Bighorn Sheep and Dodge drivers themselves. But as stylish as hood ornaments were, they also posed a serious safety hazard. Those elegant shapes, wings, animals, goddesses, could become deadly weapons in an accident, potentially impaling pedestrians or drivers. As pedestrian safety gained importance, regulations were introduced in the 1970s, requiring car makers to design collapsible hoods and use blunter hood ornaments to reduce the risk of injury. As a result, hood ornaments gradually disappeared from most cars. Some brands still retain their signature emblems, but they're often retractable or integrated into the hood design to minimize the danger. Which of these dangerous car features shocked you the most? Cigarette lighters and ashtrays. Believe it or not, up until the late 1990s and early 2000s, cigarette lighters and ashtrays were standard features in most cars. Looking back, it's clear that these seemingly harmless accessories posed some serious safety risks. First and foremost, they were a fire hazard. A lit cigarette or a faulty lighter could easily ignite flammable materials inside the car, especially in older models with less fire-resistant interiors. This could lead to devastating consequences for both the driver and passengers. Secondly, smoking while driving was a major distraction. The act of lighting a cigarette, taking a drag, and flicking ashes took the driver's attention away from the road, increasing the risk of accidents. And let's not forget about the visibility issue. Smoke inside the car could significantly impair the driver's vision, making it harder to see other vehicles, pedestrians, and road hazards. Thankfully, attitudes towards smoking have changed dramatically over the past few decades. There's much greater awareness of the health risks associated with smoking, and fewer people smoke in general. This shift in societal norms, along with growing concerns about safety, led to the gradual decline of cigarette lighters and ashtrays in cars. Today, many modern cars have repurposed the cigarette lighter socket as a 12V power outlet for electronic devices like phones and GPS units. It's a positive change that reflects a greater emphasis on both health and safety in automotive design. 8-track and cassette players. Back in the day, 8-track and cassette players were cutting-edge technology, revolutionizing the way we listened to music in our cars. But looking back, we can see that these beloved audio systems had some drawbacks when it came to safety. One major issue was distraction. Changing tapes or 8-tracks while driving required a lot more attention and fiddling than modern audio systems. Drivers had to take their eyes off the road to find the right tape, insert it, and make sure it was playing properly. This increased the risk of accidents, especially in heavy traffic or challenging driving conditions. Another problem was the potential for mechanical issues. Tapes could get jammed or even break, causing a sudden and unexpected distraction for the driver. Imagine trying to untangle a tangled cassette tape while navigating a busy intersection. Not a safe scenario. And unlike today's cars with steering wheel controls for audio systems, these older players often required the driver to look away from the road to operate them. Adjusting the volume, changing tracks, or even turning the system on and off could take your eyes and focus away from driving. The transition to CD players and then to digital audio systems has significantly improved safety in this area. Modern cars often feature voice-controlled infotainment systems, allowing drivers to manage their music and other functions, without ever taking their hands off the wheel or their eyes off the road. It's a testament to how technology can enhance both convenience and safety in our vehicles. Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed this automotive journey, be sure to check out our other videos exploring the fascinating history of classic cars. Don't forget to subscribe and share this video with fellow car enthusiasts. And as always, thanks for hitting the road with us.